So about 4.5 years ago, in the fall of 2019, I launched VFXapprentice.com while I was still working at Riot Games as a VFX artist. And it has been an amazing journey. I've got a lot of updates to show you today, that have changed since that initial launch. And I wanted to give you a peek kind of behind the curtain of all the things that are going on. For those of you who haven't joined us for a while or are curious or not sure what's going on inside of the school, I just thought there was so much to talk about that it would be great to take a moment to share some of that. So the biggest thing I want to go over is the content. Currently, as of today, we have well over 220 hours of training materials. Now, this is all kinds of lessons from 2D effects training to 3D VFX in Unreal Engine, Unity Engine. We have some stuff in Blender. We talk about Krita, Photoshop, Adobe Animate, Toon Boom Harmony, all kinds of software involved in using effects animation techniques, and so on and so forth. So with all this content, we've had it divided up into these different tracks. There's the 2D effects track and the 3D effects track. Now, when you sign up for the All Access subscription, you can go into either as you please, it's all included. And that's important because there's actually a lot that you can learn from either track. I get the question sometimes, should I focus on 2D effects or 3D visual effects more? The answer is both. You want to kind of mix and match according to your specific combination of ideal job that you're going for. I'll explain more details as I dive into this. Also, we have the bootcamps, which you can see here. I've got up on the website. This is inside of my portal, so when you sign up, you'll see something like this with all the different products divided up. We've got the green 2D effects track, we've got the blue 3D effects, and then we've got the level 3, which sort of combines various aspects of both tracks. And then the free training, which you can go sign up for today and see all the different content that's in here. As of today, we've got a lot of variety of samplings from things that are available also on the YouTube channel, some of them exclusively inside of the free training, to give you a taste of what's available inside of the All Access subscription, because I would not expect you to sign up without at least having some idea of what you're getting yourself into. Also the purpose of this video. And then the private community access. The Discord community that we have is incredible. A lot of people have told me, like I just got back from GDC, I had people coming up to me and they're like, the Discord community, that is my favorite thing. That's the thing that people keep coming back for, that they love. It's such a great place to come and feel safe, to ask for feedback, to share your work, to grow at every level. We've got total beginners, we've got advanced professionals. Everyone is learning in there together in all the different channels. It's neatly organized and moderated, and it's most importantly very active. Great response times. We've got weekly events that are always happening over in the Discord server. Okay, so let's dive into the content that sort of is the foundation of VFX Apprentice. So starting off in 2D effects level 1, we have the basic of the basics, right? We've got design principles explained. This is where Dan Elder does such a good job of coming in and talking about, from his perspective as an effects lead at Jamfield Entertainment, he does 2D effects animation for television. And we talk about foundations. We start at the very beginning. These are lecture format. They're very digestible and bite-sized. And he goes into design and timing principles. And this is going to be critical throughout your education, whether you're focused in 2D or 3D, understanding the basics of how effects are to be built and how they move, and thoughts to keep in your mind regardless of the tools you're using. Super foundational and important stuff. We talk about different tracks within 2D, both animation and design, how you might want to focus more on your drawing and painting skills, or you might want to look into making things move and come alive. So we have foundations of drawing. A lot of people say, I can't draw. I really would encourage you to learn at least some rudimentary foundational skills of drawing, even if you're going to be a more technical visual effects artist at the end of the day, because it's going to benefit everything that you do. It's going to help you with that artistic eye, to help compose your effect more deliberately. It's basically art direction skills, right? Even if you're not an amazing painter or designer, being able to sketch things out, it helps with communication on your team. It helps solidify things in your own mind of what you're trying to build, if you can at least rough it out. And Sonia Fursova, this amazing 2D effects artist, currently working as a contractor on 2XKO. She's amazing. she walks you through like how to design and draw for as a total beginner, right? We've got things like line weight, that kind of thing going on in here. Then we move over into some software. Finally, you're working in either Animate, Harmony, or Photoshop, depending on where you want to focus your animation skills. Each of these has its merits. My personal favorite is Toon Boom Harmony. That is a fantastic software to learn if you can afford it. We do offer student pricing. As a member of VFX Apprentice, we have a deal with Toon Boom that you get their student rate just by having an active VFX Apprentice account. Okay, then we move over into the basics of animation. We get Sonia back in here to do these really rudimentary exercises of how to animate, how to offset your timing. And it's rudimentary, but also very challenging as a beginner, right? So you're gonna have a fun time going through how to get this to feel satisfying, snappy, offset your timing so there's more variety. Why is that important? Sonia's gonna walk you through all of that. I always say it's much better to start with a very basic effect and work out all of the challenges and problems that you're running into with the foundations on a basic effect before you move on to something more complex and sophisticated and difficult, because you're going to lose track of even what you need to change or why you need to change it when it's more complex. It's much better to start simple and really hone that in that phase. Then we move on to foundational lessons, which I created a while back. There's a lot of these. We've got some really cool and interesting things that you may have seen circulating around on Twitter and other social media where people are posting their work. These are pretty common for people to like to post. Some really fun exercises there. We've got more lessons by Dan Elder going into more detail about the different elements and how those all work. We've got lessons from Alex Redfish here, where he did these amazing 2D effects animations that are just simple contained flipbooks that could be used in a larger effect. I've gone through and done narration over the top of his process videos. For those of you who don't know Alex, incredible artist, he's currently working at Riot Games, also on 2XKO as a full-time effects artist there, doing some incredible work. Previously, he worked on Into the Spider-Verse, doing effects there, and he's just got a great, prolific career. So we're really fortunate to have a lot of his work to study here on the course. And then we've got masters from all over. We've got an artist from the hit TV show on Netflix, Arcane. This is Guillaume doing an incredible work here with this electric ball. We've got artists from all over the place doing cool 2D effects training there. And then some amazing hand-painted designs from my good friend David Shevlin, who also works at Riot Games, doing some really cool concept painting. So a lot of great stuff here in the 2D effects level 1. By the end of it, you're going to be able to understand the foundations of effects design and timing. You're going to be versed in creating really dynamic shapes, compositions, colors, and so on a fundamental level. I wouldn't say that you need to do all of level 1 if you're going to be 3D focused, but it wouldn't hurt, right? If you're going to incorporate some 2D effects into your work, that's really nice. If you want to go more advanced, we have more advanced 2D effects where we just continue the trend, doing things like work from the amazing Slava Lightsoul, who did this incredible breakdown of this very short sequence that actually takes an insane amount of time to do. Slava worked on Across the Spider-Verse as a 2D effects artist, doing some really amazing work there. He's also worked on many other amazing projects. And getting into his mind and understanding the process for a really advanced shot of 2D effects is really something to behold and quite impressive. We've got this masterclass on an explosion, which took Dan Elder about 30 hours, I think, to create this massive 2D explosion from beginning to end. And we have his entire process here, which is sped up and has limited clips of narration throughout. So you can watch the time lapse over time to just see how this thing forms, and then skip ahead to the parts where he's talking, where you can learn a little bit about what was going through his head on there. The advanced has other, advanced concepts of like paintovers. We talk about After Effects and post-processing and how to create slick motion graphics to even enhance your flipbooks even more using After Effects. We talk about 2D production from Milena Gonzalez on some of the different budget constraints that you might run into with 2D and how to make your stuff feel high end versus low end. A lot of great stuff in the level 2 of 2D effects. That pretty much gets you to the point where by that point you're going to be ready for portfolio level work. in the 2D effects track. Skipping over to the 3D VFX track, there's also the assumption that you are starting at absolute zero, that you don't even know where to begin. And so we have this beginner guide, which a lot of these videos you can access here on YouTube as well. There's some amazing things in here about, common terminology that you may not be familiar with, like what is a game engine, how does it work, what's it like working at a studio, what can I expect as being an effects artist, what does it mean to be a VFX artist, total level zero kind of stuff. And then we get you going. Once you have some of the basic vernacular equipped, you can move into either learning Unity or Unreal. The choice is yours. We support both inside of VFX Apprentice, and you can decide which one makes the most sense. I will just say I'm an Unreal person myself. That's nothing bad against Unity. That just happens to be where my career took me. I love Unity as well, though. It does a lot of great things and a lot of great projects use it. You'll meet inside of our Discord different mentors that focus on one or the other, and you can ask them more questions about what might be right for you. We talk about all the foundations, color theory. We talk about how to paint your own textures. We talk about procedural textures in Substance Designer if you're not much for hand-painted approach. We have modeling. We have shaders in both Unreal and in Unity. Or on the foundations of what goes into making effects, which again, a couple of those foundational videos are here on YouTube. The videos on gameplay, color, animation, or timing, and so forth. We have an amazing series of elemental studies here done by the amazing Nicholas Trevisan, where we talk about what goes into fire, electricity, water, what are they made of, how do they work in real life, and how can you emulate that using a game engine. We recreate the same thing in Unreal. Again, we love supporting both, so depending on what track you want to go on, we have options for either one. By the end of level 1 in the 3D VFX track, you're going to have enough experience and understanding to see what you want to do next with your visual effects training. You're going to be able to make foundational sort of elemental effects, and you're going to know what makes them have satisfying timing, good composition, good color, and all the methods going into making this nice little effect. Then we combine it together in level 2. So 3D VFX level 2 is just that extra step up. This is a lot of the content that we launched with in Booms and Blasts, which has held the test of time, where you're learning how to compose everything into a more advanced effect here, right? One of the best parts about level 2 in the 3D VFX is this project that you have that you can work inside of. So there's this sort of beautiful corner, nice little stage that you can work inside of that has fully functioning character, environment, hookups to these spells that they can cast, where you can go and jam and make your own effects. You can see how we've hooked up ours, and you can create whatever your heart desires. And a lot of our apprentices use this project to showcase their work for their portfolios, to make it shine even more, and also to show that they can work inside of a game engine, inside of a pipeline with a live game, that they're ready to go. When they come into the studio, they have some expertise already of how to hook up their own work and how to get it up and running. Okay, so that's level 2. And then we move finally to level 3. We really start taking things to the next level. Once we've sort of pieced it together, in level 3, we're really focused more on making that portfolio shine. We're doing these more advanced effects that really come through with the 2D and the 3D combined into this beautiful handcrafted result. We've got other work here by Mr. Rubfish doing these incredible effects in Unity. The principles that he talks about can also be applied in Unreal. The way that he's discussing it, you can take these lessons and assemble your own effects to also have an incredible result. And there's some great things happening there. Then we talk about a whole entire walkthrough of what it could be like having an apprenticeship to get the guidance here provided. This series actually that was done between Christy Doan and one of our students, Rowan Rees, was the inspiration for our boot camps. And so from that, we recognized the value of live training, and the boot camps, which you can check on our site if the signups are currently open. At the time this video is going out, we do have some open seats still in our beginner and portfolio boot camps, where you can come and you can get training directly. Now with the boot camps, you're going to get access to all of the content in the All Access Pass, as well as a live mentor and a curriculum to guide you through it. So you're going to get much more hands-on with everything. You're going to have assignments each week. You're going to be able to follow up with a group of students that's in it with you, learning and growing together towards a final goal. The Beginner Bootcamp is a lot of the stuff that we were talking about combined from both the 2D track and the 3D track into one nice little package that lets you sort of get accelerated through to get all the foundations laid so you can begin working through a lot of the intermediate content over in the All Access Pass. And the Portfolio Bootcamp is highly customizable to whatever it is that your goals are. So depending on the studio that you want to go work at, we are going to help you in the Portfolio Bootcamp to aim everything that you do towards your target studio, to refine the pieces in your portfolio, to get those ready and presentable online so that you can go and apply. And we've had a lot of great success in here. A lot of students going through this have come out with some amazing portfolio pieces and have been really happy with the results. Okay, so that's everything on VFXapprentice.com. I hope that you learned a lot of things that maybe you didn't know about before. I hope you're like super hyped to come and join us. Like I said, the free training is available to you if you want to go and check that out. Along with that, you can get on our Discord server for free. There's some free channels there, and then occasionally we're going to do some pop-ins and special events for the free members. So make sure you're subscribed to our email list. And like I said, check out the content itself and see if it's a right fit for you. And I'm super excited to have you come and join us and enjoy learning effects alongside some of the most amazing effects artists that I've ever met. It's truly an honor to be a part of this. And yeah, thanks for watching and have a good day.